I'm seeing a lot of people talking about Kobbie Mainoo. What's happening with his contract? Where is his best position? How will he fit into Ruben Amorim's Manchester United? Let's have a chat about Mainoo, because I think there's a few important discussion points that we need to run through. We all know that Manchester United need another midfielder this summer, all right? What's going on with Kobbie Mainoo, though? Could he be the athletic midfielder that Laurie Whitwell says that Amorim wants? Or does his future lie on the number 10? What about the contract? What's he doing in his summer? What's happening about everything to do with Kobbie? I'm going to tell you all in this video, and I want you to let me know in the chat. What do you think happens with Kobbie next season? Does he play for United? Where does he play? Is he a starter? What position? Let me know, because I think this is a conversation that's worth having. Because last season, right, Kobbie, unfortunately for him, got injuries. It wasn't the best of seasons for him. All right, after the England's breakthrough, he had fatigue going into it. You could see he was slow. And then he got a big injury and he was missing for a few months. Came back. Moment of season for him with that goal against Lyon. Best performance was probably away at Steaua Bucharest in that number 10 role. But in the postseason, he's been putting the yards in. Him and Yoro, now busy mates, Barney, out in America, I think, doing just some postseason work, right? Basically just enjoying the summer, but maintaining a level of fitness, which is what all top-level athletes should do. It's a photo of those two with Pogba out in training, enjoying themselves a night out, and also cutting Loftus-Cheek's hair. Interesting. Now, one thing that was always said about Kobbie when he broke through, it's what happens when you break through as like a 17-year-old, was his slender frame. It's almost like he hasn't finished growing yet. Now, across the course of the year, Mainoo's put a lot of timber on. And I don't mean he's just got fat. He has put some muscle on. And this photo here really shows it. Showing his breakthrough against Everton to how big he was by comparison against Bilbao. He's obviously been A, growing because of the age he is, but B, also putting in the hard yards. And you can see in this summer as well, putting in the yards with Yoro to maintain that athleticism. And now this is an interesting one, right? James from the Muppeteers said that Kobbie's been working with a conditioning coach, working on the speed and explosiveness. And for a lot of people, they feel that Kobbie's, in terms of the athleticism of Kobbie and the weakness of his game in terms of the speed, is that speed over the first 5 yards. So improving that, for a lot of people, would massively improve his game. Now, in terms of the contract, we saw this 3 months ago, the suggestion that Kobbie's going to be rejecting a new contract for United, that he doesn't want to stay, he's going to move abroad, he wants 180 grand a week, and we haven't really heard too much since. I'll be honest, there's no way he's going to get 180 grand a week. I think Kobbie knows that anyway. You've got Ben Jacobs, saying that his preference is to stay. And we all know that Kobbie wants him to, that Amorim wants him to stay. So, everybody knows we've got the new studio. As part of the new studio, we've got this bad boy here. The new Flexi Spot BS14 chair. And I tell you what, I'm in this a long time, so I need it. And it's got cracking features, man. It's got an ergonomic design, helps that healthy sitting posture. It's got an adjustable backrest, independent lumbar support, multifunctional armrests. I'm telling you, this bad boy is comfy. Look at that. Nice little spin. I need this chair. It helps me do United People's TV properly. If you want to get one, follow the link in the description. I can't really recommend it enough. As I said, I've had different chairs before. This is the best chair that I've worked with. I've been using it since the studio started, and I'm delighted with it. I'll be totally honest. The link is in the description. Big up to Flexi Spot. Get one if you can, because an ergonomic chair can make a difference. Does Kobbie want to stay? You can let me know what you think about that in the comments. But I think it's worth quickly taking a couple of minutes to take a look at this. Now, this is from the coach's voice. And what this is an analysis of Kobbie's breakthrough before his breakthrough for England. So when he started at United, when he was playing in a deeper role, which I think is a conversation that we need to have now about Kobbie's role in the future. And just to see what they say and see if it sort of matches up with how he's developed since, right? This is what they say down here. They were talking about his impressive duel winning. Of any United players who have recorded more than 50 defensive duels, Kobbie had the 3rd highest success rate. They speak about how he had this sort of instinctive ability to cover the spaces out wide. So drop from central, cover the wide players who are making runs going forward, which, of course, in a wing-back system, you really do kind of need. Talking about how Mainoo can improve at pressing further up the pitch, so being more aggressive towards the edge of the opposition's box. And of course, the natural qualities of Kobbie, like that goal away at Wolves, how good he is in tight areas combining with teammates. Quick passing, quick movement. It's always been the natural part of Kobbie's game, which is why I was excited to see him playing that role against Steaua Bucharest and why it just looks so easy to him. And I think this is an important thing because Kobbie's probably at this point in his career now where could be like a jack of all trades, master of none. And he could play in number 6, he could play in number 8, he could play in number 10, but I want him to become a specialist. Where do you think he does that? Because I think this is a decision that he's sort of facing this summer with United because we've signed Cunha and we've signed Mbeumo, right? I don't think he's going to be starting in the number 10 roles. He'll just be a backup to those two, which, you know, could see him play some games, but we only play once a week. So really not going to play that much. If Kobbie's going to be a starter for United next season, it's going to have to be as that midfielder alongside Bruno because Amorim's made his choices. Bruno's my man. He's my captain. Cunha, I want you. Let's go in straight away. Now, Cunha could end up playing further forward as the number 9 with Kobbie as one of the 2 number 8s, well, 2 number 10s, alongside Mbeumo. That's not impossible. That may well happen. But I wouldn't say that's going to happen on a regular basis. I'd expect Cunha to be playing as one of the 2 number 10s, more than as one of the number 9s. So what does Kobbie do? Like, what's the next move in his career? I personally think he signs a new contract, and I want him to sign a new contract. I think Gary Neville was right when he spoke about how, yeah, Kobbie's had an indifferent season at United after that breakthrough season and then breaking through with England, and it was an indifferent season. But a player of his quality, you don't just let walk out the door. I don't think United need to build their team around Kobbie Mainoo, but we need to mould him into the player that we want him to be. For England, that was a double pivot midfielder playing alongside Declan Rice. Remember this photo? This is Amorim meeting Mainoo, I think on his first day at the club. Amorim sees a seriously gifted technical player in Kobbie, and that's what he is naturally, and that's why that performance for me stood out so much, because it was so easy for Kobbie. He didn't even have to really think about it. It's kind of subconscious, because that's what the best footballers do. They reach a point where they don't, it just happens. I don't even have to think about it. I'm already thinking about the move 3-4 passes further along. Done. That's what Kobbie's like in those number 10, in that number 10 role. That goal against Wolves, that goal, that just performance and goal. Did he score? I think he did. Away at Steaua Bucharest. I love Kobbie Mainoo, man. I want United to find a position for him in this team. And I want him to find it. And maybe it is working with that strength and conditioning coach to improve his explosiveness over 5 yards. But if I was to speak about something I think is absolutely essential for this athletic midfielder, and we're going to do a separate video on this because I think that definition of athletic midfielder is a bit loose. Every single Premier League midfielder is an athlete. That's why they're in the Premier League. What sort of athlete is, I think, the question that we need to ask. I think ground coverage, out of possession, is going to be one of the big defining factors. Now, Kobbie was good at that when he broke through in the United team. Could he do that across the course of a season? And maybe when you're making up for gaps that Bruno Fernandes is going to be leaving because he's focused on going forward. This is what you got to think about. I want you to let me know what you think is going to happen with Kobbie in the comments. Do you think he signs that new contract? What do you think is his long-term position as a footballer in his career? Do you think he's clearly put muscle on, which I think has helped certain parts of his game, but is that hindering others? Let me know what you think. The floor is open. What's going to happen with Kobbie?